everyone, Josh here with Access Network, bringing you another Outerplane video, and today we're going to be talking about the best exclusive equipment in the game. Now, we are currently on the Outerplane Master Sheet. If you want a link for this, it'll be in the description below, as well as our Discord if you want to come in and give us some kind of suggestions or feedback. Now, I'm a bit under the weather, that's why I've not been active for the past few days, and I've not been able to sadly update the Master Sheet. I will be doing that soon because we are working on the tier list. It's not done yet. You know, just a little quick sneak peek. You can go and look at it yourselves, obviously, and see how far we've gotten with it so far. We will finish that hopefully by this weekend or early next week, and then we'll start breaking down some of the best units in the game and obviously go over the full tier list. We also have the max hero stats that I need to redo. These are the old stats I have to redo with the new ones because after the latest patch that we got a few days ago, they changed a lot of hero stats, so I got to go in and update it with the new ones. So we'll have the old ones archived, and then we'll have the new ones, so you guys can kind of compare and contrast what changes were made. But what we're here to talk about today is the exclusive equipment. Now, these are all rated between 1 and 5 on how effective they actually are for the unit overall, how, you know, kind of crucial they are to their kit, taking them to the next level in terms of usability. A lot of the EEs in this game are just average or pretty bad. I mean, there's a few decent ones in here, but really, there's only like a handful that actually stand out as being absolutely crucial to the unit going forward and making that unit even better than they already are. So, we're going to be going over some of those, and if you don't agree with all my ratings on these as well, again, go to our Discord, give me some feedback, suggestions. Some people have tested certain units out more than we have, obviously, so we're always taking that advice and information. It's very beneficial for everyone, so I do appreciate that, as always. So, the first hero we're going to be talking about is Marion. Now, Marion, I believe, is the only unit in the game that can use Curse. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she is. Now, when I was doing some testing on certain accounts with Marion, it seemed like Curse debuff was being scaled to the enemy's current HP, not max HP, because I definitely noticed some damage decrease over time depending on how much HP the enemy had. And if that is the case, and again, if I am wrong, let me know in the comment section below. We will do more Marion testing later on because Marion is a very fun character that I really want to explore further. Because welcome, the skill that's getting the additional 2 stacks of Curse from her EE is actually her burst skill as well, and her skill 2, so it has a lower cooldown. That skill also happens to have a defense break, 80% chance, with a burst level 1 goes up to 100% chance, and she can pick up 2 additional curses at burst level 2 and 3. So you have potentially 4 curse stacks that you can apply with this skill using her EE, which is massive. Which means 5 debuffs in total if you count the defense break on top of that. That means she's applying up to 5 different debuffs, essentially, in one skill. And it has a lower cooldown because it's only her skill 2. That's incredible. So she might be a unit that you want to stack a lot of AP on. Now let's go to her real quick just to show you a little visual of what I mean. Alright, so let's go to Marion real quick. We know she's a 2-star hero. Let's put that back to all. Alright, so here's Marion. So this is a skill that's getting amped by her EE. So as I said, 80% chance to reduce defense by 2 turns, goes up to 100, which is huge. And then she can apply an additional 2 stacks of Curse with level 2 and 3 burst effect. So with the EE, that's up to 4 stacks of Curse, which is massive, which means she's going to be able to do a lot of burst damage every 3 turns, which is awesome. And even though that it might not be scaling to max HP for the enemy, it's still going to be doing a significant amount of damage because of how many stacks that she can build up. And that's not even including her other abilities. So, for her, that's very, very crucial. Alright, moving on. So we have now, I believe Beth is up next. Yes, we have Beth. Let's go back to Beth real quick. Well, actually, let's talk about her exclusive real fast. When an enemy is inflicted with bleeding at the end of their turn, increases the priority of the wearer by 70%. Now, what does this mean? Let's go ahead and jump into the game and we'll explain. Alright, so we know Beth is blue and she's a 3-star hero. So there she is. So Beth has 2 abilities of her 3 that inflict bleeding. So she can inflict bleeding on her skill 2, which is also an AoE. and she can inflict it on her skill 3. Now, her skill 1 does not have bleeding, but it does do 3% of target's max HP as fixed damage if they're bleeding, and she can also boost her penetration with a 50% chance for 2 turns, unless you just do what I do and use her skill 3 first and already have that penetration boost already active. That way your other abilities are already being amped, because that penetration, of course, is going to be lowering the amount of defense that you have to deal with. Alright, so there is that. Now, what's happening here with a unit like this is, let's say that you're fighting an AoE, or I'm sorry, you're fighting a bunch of enemies in PvP, or you're fighting waves, and let's say there's like 4 enemies that you're dealing with, right? Let's say you have a fast unit like Eliza, who's extremely fast and has 2 AoE abilities that can inflict bleeds on her skill 2 and her ultimate. And you go ahead at the beginning of the fight, and then you apply bleed on all 4 of those targets. Once one of those targets takes their turn, and if they're not dead, and after their turn is over, they still have a bleed, Beth will jump up in priority 70%. And there is no cap, from what I could tell, how many times she can do that in a single turn. So that means she's going to be gaining much more turns in an overall fight if there's multiple targets that are being inflicted with bleed. Now, for overall just straight up fights with like bosses, you know, just your team versus a single boss, that's not going to be as effective, obviously, because there's not going to be multiple opportunities for her to keep jumping the line. But in PvP and against waves, that's absolutely massive. And I mean absolutely massive. So she's going to be able to go in and do lots of damage. And because she's going to be taking several turns, her cooldowns are also going to be lowering at a faster rate, which means you're going to be able to spam her skill 2 and her ultimate more often. And her skill 2 is very, very strong, especially for clearing waves, because it, of course, is a full-on AoE, especially if she has her penetration up. And it's also a burst ability, which is even better. And by the way, spoiler alert, I've been working on a bleed team comp for quite some time now, for about a week or so. Of course, I've been sick, so I haven't really been able to talk about this yet. But now, here you guys and gals can see, we are working on it. Francesca will be the next unit. I'm going to be limit breaking very soon. We have Eliza in the team. We have a level 100 Beth with her EE already unlocked. I'm already working on another EE right now for Teo. That'll be for another video. And then, of course, our girl Valentine is in this team as well. This was one of my crazier rerolls I've ever done in a game, by the way, because I rerolled that whole team that you see right here. Insane, right? I know. So we are working on that bleed team. That information, that full-on bleed review, analysis, and all that other good stuff will be coming at a later time. Sorry, my guys, my voice is still screwed. Okay, moving on. Alright, so now we have, I believe, a couple more. We have Teo and we have Veronica. Now, Veronica, we're not going to really go into her kit. We already know why Veronica is getting a rating of 5 right here. Increases damage proportional to max HP. You're building this unit like a tank already, and she's already probably a top 10 hero in the entire game. Some people could argue she's top 5, and I wouldn't disagree. So, you know, what more can I say? And with the new stat changes that we got from the latest patch for her skill 3 damage, that got amped by like 50-55%, and now that you can scale it even higher with her max HP for the damage, that's huge. So that is going to be very, very good. Veronica is now basically a tank DPS hybrid at this point, and that's incredible because she's already a very powerful hero. But Teo is another one of those crazy exclusive equipments that takes a hero that I feel is already one of the, you know, higher echelon of heroes in the game and just takes her to another level. She just breaks the scales a little bit with her exclusive equipment. Some people could argue this is the best exclusive equipment in the game. And again, I probably wouldn't disagree. So, perfect medical bag. When using basic first aid, increases the priority of all allies by 20%. That is huge, especially when you're facing people in arena. Now, what is basic first aid? Let's go check that out right now. So we're going to be going to Teo. So let's go back to the codex. Let's go to 2-star. Believe she is fire. And Teo, there she is. This is a free-to-play hero, by the way. You get her from the story, so that's insane already. So her basic first aid is her skill 2, and it is a passive ability. 2-turn cooldown. Prepares the agile response effect for every cooldown cycle of the skill. Removes 2 debuffs from all allies and recovers health by 30%. So essentially, what happens is if you get a debuff applied to any of your allies, she will trigger her passive, and then it'll be on a 2-turn cooldown. And when it's triggered, she will heal your whole team for 30%. She will remove up to 2 debuffs from your whole team, and with her EE, she will increase the priority of your entire team by 20%. Disgusting. In case some of you were not aware, priority down in this game by like units like Valentine is still counted as a debuff, and that will trigger Teo. So that is insane, and this is what makes her one of the better units in the entire game, and she's free to play, and she's a 2-star. So very, very good stuff there. But that is my list, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you all feel about my list. Do you like my list so far? Do you think it can improve? Do you have any other suggestions for EEs that you would move up to a rating of 5 or not? Let me know all that and more in the comment section below. Sorry my voice sounds like crap. I'm still trying to get through it, but I felt like I haven't uploaded in a while, so I wanted to get this video out. I have other videos planned, obviously, down the road, as we all do here at Exodus Network, so I hope you all are enjoying our Outerplane content. Global release is just right around the corner. We're not sure when. It could be a few weeks from now. Hopefully, it'll be by the end of the month, early next month. We'll have to see, but we have a lot of videos planned before then. I'll keep working on the Outerplane master sheet to get more information in there. Again, the link for that is in the description below, as always. Don't forget to join us in the Discord below as well. Like, subscribe, tick notifications, join us in the Discord. Follow us on Twitter at Exodus Network, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.